Going on, everybody? Your boy DJ Steady Manos, and I got a question here from Travis Harris. He said, "What speaker should I get for a beginning DJ?" Um, Now here goes a real simple way to put it. If you're doing parties, I'm not sure if you're doing parties. I'm not sure if you're just at home and just playing music. But if you're doing parties, I recommend just getting. It depends on which one to do. You know, you gotta. What I do when I buy a speaker, like before I bought these speakers, I was looking at the reviews of the speaker, and I was watching a lot of videos of the speaker. I was comparing this one. The reason why I wanted this one because I don't have to worry about carrying a speaker stand. I just put them on the ground, and it comes with a pole, and you put the tops up. And I kind of like it because you don't have to carry a speaker stand. And when you're at a gig and you have the big old speaker stand, the legs coming out, it's a trip hazardous. And I never really kind of liked the speaker stand. I always put kind of the speakers a little bit behind me, like against the wall or something. I always had so nobody won't trip. But like I said, that's up to you what kind of speakers you want to get. But if you're starting out to be a DJ and you're at home doing practicing and just playing around with the music, if you haven't gotten a controller, check this out. I'm gonna show you what controller I would get. If I'm just starting out, I would get this one right here. It's the Newmark, by Newmark, and it's called the Mixstream Pro. Why would I get this one right here? And the prices, I'm not sure what the price is, but at the time he said it was $600. Why would I get this mixer for? Because it had built-in speakers in them. They have the speakers right here. And from what I'm hearing, it's pretty loud. You don't have to have any speakers. If you're at home practicing, you have your speakers right here in the front, just playing music right into your ears. So that right there is a nice mixer. And another reason why I like this mixer, because it has sound switch in it, so you could probably plug up your lights to it. If you have lights, play around with it. It has sound switch, and it has streaming, so you could stream on this little mixer. You don't even need a computer. That's the beauty thing about it. You could if you could play music off Tidal, or I believe a thumb drive. You have a thumb drive, you could plug it in the back with your music. So that's actually perfect for a beginner's DJ. It has everything you need. The only thing that he's complaining about, that he said he wishes he had more pads, and I think there's a few things that he doesn't like about it. But if you watch videos like this, look up Mixstream, Newmark Mixstream Pro, and you watch a couple videos, and you're gonna see what the negative and the bad things about it and the good things about it. But for me, this pads is no big deal because for me, I really don't use that many pads. I only use, the most I use maybe three pads I use. I really don't use them for anything else. I just use the cue to start the song and maybe something to show me where I'm going to mix it at. That's about it. I really don't use the pads that much. Now, when I use the rows, yeah, you need all six, to row. But for this one, also for the rows, I only use the 1 beat row, and maybe the half beat roll. So I only use two, like da 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 da. I don't go lower than that. So you probably could get by using 4 pads, but this is a nice mixer. But if you want to buy speakers, like I said, it depends on your budget, how much money you have. If you got money to spend, I say you buy the best speakers out there. And what do I mean by the best speakers? What I do, I type in, do a Google search, and I type in 2022 top PA speaker. Google search that and see what was the top best speaker, and then you can start looking at the reviews. Start checking and see what people are saying about the speakers. That's what I do. Anytime I buy any product, I always look for the top 10. Like if I want to buy a computer, I put top 10 2022 laptop. And it shows me Apple, it shows me all the best laptops. And then from there, I start looking at people's reviews and see what they're saying about it. Like me, I'm not an Apple person. I don't like Apple. I always stuck with Windows. So I'll see all that. I'll look at the Apple, I'll see the price. And then I say, nah, damn, that Apple is too expensive. And then I start seeing, they usually have the specs and they have a comparison of the spec. Like if you're gonna buy speakers, you can see how many watts it is, and they have the 10 speakers. You can see the watts. You can see the decibels. You can see everything. You can see how big of the speaker is. Like this is a 12-inch. I'd rather have a 15-inch. But this sounds good. I wanted something with bass. And when I bought these RCFs, I have my EVs, and my EVs were on a speaker pole, and I didn't like the speaker pole. And I said, you know what? I like the EVs, but they're not loud enough. So I got these, and this is not, for me, in my opinion, it's not loud enough also. It's a little louder than the EVs, but it's not loud enough. I like music really loud. But when I'm at a gigs, sometimes they tell me to turn it down. Like for example, I have another gig coming up in November, and they don't want it too loud. So I'm gonna take my altos, and I got a small 10-inch altos, it's a small speaker. I'm gonna take those, and for me, I'm not all about. A lot of people always talk about beginner stuff. I don't believe in beginner speakers. I believe all the speakers are professional speakers. I think there's some speakers that are the price is a little low, and they probably have less. They don't have good speakers in the inside and a good amp. So that's why you got to look at the reviews and see what people say about the speakers. You know, there's a lot of competition out there with the speakers, so just look into it. I'll type in, like I said, do a Google search and put 2022 PA speakers, and see what it comes up with. And then from there, you can start reading the reviews, read what people say about them, and then you start looking at the price. It has everything in there. Like, let's do it right now. I don't know if I could do it on my phone. So this 2022 okay, so I put right there 2022 PA speakers. Let's see what it come up with. It's funny because the speakers that I just sold, the EVs, they're still up there. They're still up there. But I want to look for an article. I don't want to look for the top like that. I want to look for an article that tells you. See, they have Mackeys. Let's look at it. Let's look at this one. So I want to look at an article. Here it is. Here goes one right here. It's the best powered PA speakers for the money in 2022 top 10. That's what I want to look for. I want to look for an article. And then from there, you're gonna start looking at what they got to say about the speakers. So number one, this is gonna be the Bose F1. That's what they say, right? And then they have Mackie. Then they have Yamaha, Behringer, that's it. So they have the Bose F1, and there it is right there. They have the specs right there. It's 1,000 watts. If you say, man, 1,000 watts, I'm looking for 2,000. You know, you start looking at the next one. Here goes the pros and cons. Here's the pros and cons. It's expensive. Nobody like to pay a lot of money for speakers, especially for 1,000. I wouldn't pay for 1,000 watts. Here goes the Mackie, 15-inch, 1,600 watts, a little bit better. 133 decibels, a little better. And then you can start looking at the weight. Say, man, that's too heavy. I'm not gonna be lifting no 37 pounds on my gig, and then you got to buy a pole, so you got to lift them up and put them on the pole. You know, you look at all that stuff. You look at what you're looking for. You look at the decibels, at the frequency. You look at all that stuff. You look at, see, this one is more than the Bose. Now you start looking at the pros and cons. Excellent protection, Bluetooth. The cons, no RCA. I don't deal with RCA, so for me that's not a con. And plus, they have adapters. If you're worrying about RCA, you can always buy one of those XLRs to RCA. You have an adapter. You can always buy that for that. If you're worrying about that junk, you know, there's always have a solution for everything. You know. Let's look at the next speaker. That's the Mackie. If anything, I will be interested in the Yamaha. Here it is. This is the one I'll be interested in. That's 1,000 watts. So forget that Yamaha. You messed it up for making it 1,000 watts. 131 decibels. See, so far the Mackie is there. You know, look at how heavy this sucker is. 52 pounds. That's too heavy. You know, somebody probably gonna make the Con as a too heavy watch. Simple tuning. The option at the rear. Some other PA speakers offer more. You know, whatever. Sorry, Yamaha, you're too expensive. EVs. I had EVs, 1500. That's the same as the Mackie. Same dBs. The other one frequency was 20 hertz. I think it was 20 hertz. This one's at 55 hertz. You got to look at that stuff. This is heavy again, 53 pounds. You know, so far the Mackie's winning. The 15-inch woofer delivers a warm and smooth low end. Maybe you don't want a smooth. Maybe you want some boom, 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 you know? Look at that. It's heavy, 50 pounds. Exactly, see? You got to look at this stuff. So that's what I would do. I'll open up, go to Google, search it, start looking at reviews, look at what people say about it, watch videos, and then when you decide, look at the price and see what's best for you. That's the way I would do it. The reason why I pick RCFs, like I said, I didn't want the pole. I wanted something that has a good bass. And a lot of people are saying that RCFs had good bass. And I said, you know what? Let me try it. And it does have really good bass. I don't even have to take a sub. And it has really good bass. The highs is a little too high, though. Got too much highs. And they got, I think, 8 little small speakers inside of this column. 8 little small speakers. And it's really high. You know, if you stay in front of it and the bass, and this, I still have more highs than the bass. You know, so if I take a sub, somebody asked me, taking a sub isn't necessary. And for me, I want a little bit more bass because I have too much highs. So I want a little bit more boom, boom, boom. So I take a sub. Do I need to take the sub? No, I can always turn down the highs on the mixer. See the way I have my mixer? I have everything almost the same. You know, I have the highs on one, the mids on I'm saying one by one little, you know. This one at the bass, I have a little bit more bass. Instead of having it on that 1, I have it on 2. You know? So I could always put this on 12, the highs. Put it at 12 if I'm complaining about the highs. But I think 1 is good. And then over here, I keep it at 12. And then if I want more bass, I just turn it up a little. More bass. Because this suckers, man, they sound good. And they're not loud enough for me, though. I wanted to, man, if that would have been 2,000 watts right here, I'd have been good. But it's 1,400 watts. I forgot how many decibels it is. I think it was like 130 something is in the 138 or 130. I remember it was like in 130s, the decibels. Or was it 132? I forgot. I threw away the cardboard box that had all the specs on it. But this sucker, another thing that I don't like, it doesn't have a fan inside. But I live in Arizona. I haven't had no issues with it. They haven't overheated. And I do a lot of outdoor gigs. I never do indoor gigs. Once in a while. But most of my parties are outdoors. So yeah, Travis, check it out. Just Google that sucker. A lot of DJs never give you a correct answer. Well, they did. They just, you know, but that's their opinion. My opinion is Google that sucker. Do your own research. And once you find your speaker that you want to get, like let's say you pick 3 speakers, go to the store, see if there's a store nearby where you live, like the Guitar Center, and tell them if they have it in the store, just tell them, can they turn it up really loud? You know, like try it, see it, listen to it. You know, compare all of them. You know what I mean? I compared this bad boy. They didn't have them at the store because it's RCF. There's no way I could hear this one. I wish the Guitar Center have RCFs, but they didn't. But they had the other EVs, the same one, almost like this, the column. And I didn't like them. I don't like them. And everybody like things for reasons. And I ain't like it because of the thing in the middle. This one's adjustable. See, I only got one part. And I could put another pole to it to make it higher. So let's see if I take my sub. I put my speaker on top of my sub like this. And it'll be this high. But the other ones, you have the weird looking middle part that you can't really adjust. And this one you can. You can even buy a little stub that you put in here and twist it on. So you could put this piece right here. You know what I mean? So your speaker, it has like a little stub. You twist it on and you put your speaker right here. So that, they have that stuff. So there's a lot of stuff out there. You just got to check and look around. So this is your boy DJ Serimanos, and I am out. Deuces.